The bottom right of WCS in game number 2 of the best of 3. We have the LGIM Protoss player. We have
AUCTION Ruin.
Ruin is down 1 game. He needs to win it on WCS if he wants to have a shot to go to the 3rd round of the Challenger League. If he loses here, then he will go to the up and downs. To the top left, we have his opponent with the 1-0 lead. It is
웅진 스타즈 SOS.
There he is, and it all comes down to this. And for Ruin, especially, you know, this particular game is everything. If he doesn't win it, it's all over. His run in the Challenger League is ended. Scout here by SOS, making sure there's no proxy. SOS just scouts everything. He leaves nothing to chance.
Yeah, it's exactly what you have to do in a situation like that.
Absolutely.
He wants to take that game with a 2-0 and go home early, I guess.
Yeah, he wants to take the 2-0. He wants to continue bragging about his recent perfect win ratio against Protoss. When you have a streak of 12 wins in a row, I feel like that's something that you think about that. You're like, wow, I won 12 in a row.
Yeah.
He knows that. There's no way he's just like, oh yeah, I guess so.
The winner of this series is going up against either Curious or Bang, by the way. So Curious definitely being the favorite in that match. But whoever he has to face, if SOS is able to get into the 3rd round, he has a decent chance of going straight back to the Premier League.
Yeah. You know, facing Curious definitely going to be the tougher opponent for him, I would say, and will likely be the opponent face, but only time will tell. Both players mining relatively even gas here, and as soon as there it is, as soon as we see the 2nd gate, we will know who wants to use the Stalkers to be aggressive and scout.
Yeah, and it's Ruin in this game, wants to apply the early pressure here. Has been spotted though by SOS. He has a probe at the bottom right in his opponent's main base. Ruin, of course, sent his own scout to the top left, currently on the way, trying to sneak into the main base. SOS shouldn't be able to prevent that, even though he has the 1st unit now on the production tab, going into Sentry.
Yeah, when you scout the 2 gates and you don't want to make a 2nd gate, then you have to make the Sentry. Because otherwise you're literally going to have Stalkers walking up your ramp, beating your Stalkers and starting to pick off your probes. We've seen this a lot.
Once those units are on your main base and you're being outproduced, then you are in a lot of trouble. But of course what also helps you a lot is the Mothership Core with the Photon Overcharge here. We have both players going immediately into the Mothership Core, which is exactly what SOS used in the 1st game to start things off very aggressively.
And he's going to, looks like, just make a Twilight Council his main base. I didn't expect to see that. Now that we're going to see him drop an expansion, then maybe Phoenixes again. Adds the 2 gateways. So very aggressive plan here.
Mothership Core is on the way to the bottom left. We have another probe hidden, by the way, at the left side of the map for SOS.
Ooh, the probe barely does not get in the main base for Ruin. He nearly got in it. Had he gotten in just a little bit further, he would have been able to see the tech.
Is he going for a hidden dart shrine?
It looks that way. He has enough resources to start Blink right away as well, though.
Yeah, he is just going for the warp in here and being overly aggressive, and that's exactly what he's going to do. He's going for the Blink. We have the warp in pile to the left side, where I mentioned the earlier probe being hidden, and now the Mothership Core is moving in, just seeing that expansion.
Really like how SOS does this.
Mothership, yeah.
I was just going to say, the Mothership Core makes sure that if Ruin has any probes nearby, they're going to be killed before he can scout the pylon.
It's also the high ground vision that he needs if he wants to utilize Blink well.
Yeah, he has to keep this Mothership Core alive. It's so critical.
He's sneaking into the mineral line again, and let's see how many kills he gets this time. There comes the warp in. He needs to be careful. If he loses the Mothership Core, he won't have high ground vision.
Yeah. That was very close. Here comes the Stalker aggression, though. The Sentry is very exposed here. Blink has been chrono boosted like crazy back at home. He's got those 3 gateways. Here comes the rest of the Stalkers. This is intense. Don't forget, he also has a Sentry back there. So he could trap Ruin in his main base with a force field and then kill the Nexus if he runs up to the high ground.
Yeah, no, Blink is about to be not quite done just yet, but he has so many units. Here comes the Photon Overcharge. The first Stalker is nearly done, but Ruin saves it.
Good micro here from Ruin, and SOS looking a little bit shaky here all of a sudden. He needs to get into the main base. That's his only hope.
Well, he's waiting for the blink to be done. We have the first Immortal being produced on the other hand, and let's face it, the Mothership Core just won't help him too much. He doesn't have it nearby, so he can't even use it for blinking to the main base later on. He's trying to just walk around or fly around his opponent's main base, getting together with the army so that he can at least use the Time Warp.
What he could do is bait these units on the low ground, force field them out, and then blink in. Maybe we'll see that.
There we go. Force fields immediately being used, still attacking that Nexus.
He's trying to get it down here. Good micro from Ruin. Mothership Core barely saved 3 hit points left.
And he killed one of the sentries, so a lot of aggression here by SS, moving in again. Here comes his own Mothership Core, could use it for a Time Warp. Now if he's careful, still whittling away at the hit points of the Nexus of Ruin, and here's the Time Warp.
Here's the Time Warp. The Immortal really struggling to close the gap on these Stalkers with the Time Warp down, but I don't like his choice to abandon the idea of blinking into the main base. He had the sentry there. I feel he could have done so much more with this. Ruin not only saves the Nexus, but he's getting more and more Immortals out here. The third Immortal is on the way. SOS, he's running out of options. He can't go into the main base anymore. He might expand and run away here.
Well, I think he's going to expand. He has a probe already at his natural, and there comes the Nexus. He's going for it. He seems to realize that he won't be able to break through here, and this is now becoming a huge problem. Because Ruin is, of course, going to realize that the aggression is stopping. And then, oh, if he doesn't snipe the Nexus. If he can snipe the Nexus, it would be great, but he doesn't get it off. He's blinking away again, and now suddenly SOS is in a very, very awkward position.
Yeah, I mean, this is extremely awkward. He's supply blocked.
Oh, we have a pylon in the main base.
And there's a pylon in the main base warping in 3 Zealots.
Oh my god,
and
that is horrible for SOS.
That becomes the most immediate of his problems right now, as he has to warp in his next round of units at home. He's going to lose too many probes here.
He's going to lose probes, he's going to lose a lot of mining time, and that's something that he can't afford to lose right now. Here come the warp-ins for SOS, but he is now in a lot of trouble. He's losing even more harvesters. One of those, and he's trying to snipe that Nexus. He's trying to do the only thing that he can, and he knows that he kind of has to. But at what cost? He's losing Stalk after Stalk, and the Nexus survives with 20 hit points.
That's game over. All that Ruin has to do now is walk across the map and kill him. And
I can't believe this happens. He is 30 supply behind his opponent now. He's lost units in the main base. His own Nexus up. GG. And Ruin, at the least, he stopped the winning streak of SOS after 12 kills in a row for the Protoss player for Winching Stars.
Very, very impressive play there by Ruin. SOS should have blinked into the main earlier, I feel. He had a sentry there. And I was looking at that, and apparently he just wanted to use it for Guardian Shield, but I was looking at that and thinking, oh, there's a plan here. He's going to bait him down, force field the Immortals out, then blink into the main, maybe snipe the Robo and keep doing that, but he just kept fighting on the low ground where he was facing Immortals and he was fighting underneath the Mothership Core's Photon Overcharge ability. He took way too much damage there.
He felt very, very pressured to take the Nexus out in the end. He knows that this is kind of the only chance that he has, but he wasn't able to make that happen, not against this many Immortals. And now we have suddenly a third map between the two of them. We have Star Station coming up next. And Ruin, he could cause the upset here. He could take down SOS and advance to the third round of the Challenger League.
Definitely looks doable right now. A very big map, so I expect that we will see late game Protoss versus Protoss on this one. Some Colossi, Charge Zealots, and Archons, and SOS looks tired or something. He keeps having these squinty moments with his eyes. Like he's trying to keep himself awake in there or something.
Ruin seems to be very ready to take on game number 3. We are jumping into the last map of the day. Star Station in another Protoss versus Protoss. SOS up against Ruin here at the WCS Challenger League with Cole and Wolf.